10 years ago, after the world is plunged into everlasting night that turns all living creatures into monstrous shades, the only way to survive is to stay close to artificial light. Enter Val Riggs, a skilled ferryman who transports people and goods along deadly unlit roads with her heavily illuminated 18-wheeler. That description right there captured my attention. Stay tuned for the video. Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. As you just heard in that brief intro, we are talking about Nocterra. I first became aware of this comic many months ago and actually spoke about it on one of my live shows, giving people a preview of some titles that were coming out that I was kind of excited about. And this book has been on my radar since I first became aware of it many weeks ago. And I finally was able to get a copy of the book when it came out. I read issue number 1 and I immediately went to my computer and bought multiple copies of issue number 1. That's how much I like this book. And there are a lot of people out there that say that there aren't any good comics that are coming out now. In my opinion, Nocterra is fantastic. And so what I'm going to show you in this video is a nice stack of these books that I picked up. And I also have a few other goodies that I'll show you a little bit later in this video. So I do have some notes here because some of these books have some special things going on with them. So I want to make sure that I represent them the right way. The first one is just, I think this is like cover A. Yeah, this is cover A. Again, this book is by Scott Snyder and just a really cool cover featuring Val Riggs right here. This is the ferryman who is transporting people on those dangerous roads. And I don't quite know what's going on in the background. I think that that's just some foliage that has been turned into a shade. And basically what you heard me talk about is that anything that is in the dark for an extended period of time starts to convert. And that's basically what this book talks about, is what happens to those people and those living entities if they are in darkness for too long. If you haven't read it, read it. I don't want to ruin it, but it is good. This is cover C again, featuring Val right here. I don't quite know what's going on with this ring that she wears on her helmet. I'm actually looking forward to that reveal. But I think what you can kind of see in the background is an image of her rig, this 18-wheeler that she actually drives. So just a really, really striking cover right here. With this one, I also don't think that there's anything special about it, if you will. It is cover C. I think it's a really gorgeous cover. Here is another cover. This is cover D. And again, nothing crazy special with this one, not a ratio variant or anything like that. Just a really cool action shot of Val running in to I guess, rescue somebody shooting off her gun. So just a really cool cover right there. And this is actually a Greg Capullo cover. So it is important to mention that for what you'll see in a few minutes. This next book, this one is cover G. And I believe that this is a 1:10 ratio variant. And I can't think of who the artist is, but I definitely dig this cover. It's a wonderful action shot with some reds and some blues in there. I think really, really well done by this cover artist. This next one, this is, again, another issue number 1. This is, I believe, the 1:50 variant. And I cannot recall who the artist is for this one. I really can't. I thought it was a Peach Momoko at first, but it is not. Still just a really awesome cover. A 1:50 variant right here. And just striking. It's not often you see pink on covers. At least pink on the covers of books that I buy. I don't see that all that often. Next up, we have a Jock cover. And I would love to get the Virgin version of this cover. I was not able to find it. I would like to get it at some point if I'm able to track it down. But it is a really striking cover in my opinion, and this is cover J right there. Again, this is a jock cover. It is a 1:75 ratio variant, and striking in my opinion. Again, I'd love to get the version of that. If I see it for a price that makes sense, I will snag it. Next up, we have the 1:100 variant, and this is from Tony Daniel. He did this cover, and looks a little bit like Warrior Nun almost. If you guys have seen either that comic or that show, that's what this feels like to me, like Warrior Nun-ish. But this is cover K right here. Just a really striking black and white cover right there. And speaking of striking and black and white covers, we now have the 1:150 variant. This is also the Greg Capullo cover. It is the black and white version of one of the covers that I just showed you a few moments ago. And my comic shop actually sent this one in a Mylar, which is kind of nice. This is cover L right here. Issue number 1, cover L, Greg Capullo cover. Again, just a really, really striking cover in black and white. The next book and the last book that I'm going to show you is the 1:200 ratio variant. Very simple and clean black cover. And I have not taken this one out of the Mylar to inspect it, but from the front cover, it looks to be in pretty good shape. But this is one of those ones, it would be fantastic to maybe get a sketch on this. And I don't do a lot of sketches or signatures or any of that other kind of stuff, but this is a comic that I honestly enjoyed. I honestly enjoyed it cover to cover, which is why I decided to pick up all these copies. And it might be the reason why I actually get a sketch or a signature or something like that on this black cover. But really, really cool. And I don't know if it's going to show up, but you can actually see the title up here, Nocterra, and you can also see the Image logo up there as well. So not quite sure if that's going to show up on camera, but a very, very cool book. The very next thing that I want to do is to actually open up an AOK that someone sent me. And I had not gone to my P.O. box in about 3 weeks. I've been busy and I just hadn't had a chance to get there. I've shown you 2 of the 3 things that was actually in my P.O. box. But I wanted to open this one up. Actually opened the package already and realized what it was and then stopped because I wanted to open it on camera. But a really wonderful note in here. And this AOK, I do believe it's an AOK, actually comes from Homegrown Comics. And he says, Reggie, this is Homegrown Comics, and I appreciate him telling me who he is. Plus, he gave me his real name on the package. He says, I would like to be among the first to welcome you to North Carolina. I hope you and the family have a safe, stress-free, and problem-free move. As always, I appreciate the content, the time, the effort, and I appreciate you. That is a really nice letter. His handwriting is actually pretty fantastic in comparison to mine, to be honest with you. And he also sent it on a backing board, something that I really enjoy. But what happened was I opened this thing up and I saw this inside and that letter sitting on top, and that's kind of where I stopped. So I haven't opened this up all the way. Is that Brother Man? Is that is that Damon Wayans right there? And is that what's his name? Robert Townsend? I think that's who that is in the back. That's hilarious. Let's be honest. That is hilarious and really well done. That's cool. He's like a Green Lantern back there with that mask. This is really well done. I like that. I like that a lot. So we'll set that off to the side. I didn't know what that was. So let me move this box out of the way, and there is a bundle inside, and do have my cutter in case I need it, but that came off really easily. Book on the inside, and I think I know what this is. Use some painter's tape here to make my life super easy. Definitely appreciate that. Get this off, and we will see what it is that has been sent to me by Homegrown Comics. Open that up, tape out of the way. And I think it's just a single comic on the inside here. Oh, no, I lied, just that quick. There's actually two. Oh, that's cool. This is awesome. This is awesome. So what he sent me is a really awesome book that I first found out, I believe, from Sully Two Kings. Sully Two Kings is like my go-to guy for a lot of like historical stuff. I definitely appreciate him. But I found out that Two Gun Kid included a early prototype of Black Panther. And I did not have this book. And I did not know anything about it. And Homegrown Comics reached out to me. He told me he had an extra copy that he wanted to send to me. So there you go. It is Two Gun Kid, issue 77, with a prototype Black Panther right there, coming in with a firearm. He has a firearm in his hand. This is cool. This is a really cool piece of history, and it is a nice copy. This is a nice copy. I am very appreciative of this. Just the historical nature of this thing makes this really, really awesome. Now I might actually have to read it as well, because now I want to see what an early prototype of the Black Panther looks like and how close it is to the real thing. So, and I also don't have Black Panther's first appearance. So this is a great opportunity for me to bone up on a little bit of that. The other thing that he put in here is a lenticular cover. This is a lenticular cover that I did not have, and I'm trying to get it to work. My light in here isn't the best to be able to look at a lenticular cover, but this is a lenticular of Fantastic Four issue number 49, the one that is oftentimes hanging on the wall behind me right there. That's cool. And next time I do an homage photo of my painting back there with my copies of this book, I'll have to include this one. This one's cool. This is very cool. Again, Homegrown Comics, brother. I absolutely appreciate the wonderful AOK, man, and thank you. Looking forward to being in North Carolina relatively soon at the pace that things are going to be going, and fingers crossed that it is indeed a stress-free move for us. But to that point of that wonderful AOK, I want to offer you an opportunity to add a really cool book to your comic book collection as well. And it is honestly one of my favorite books that I'm going to give you a chance to win. It's this one right here. We are specifically talking about Secret Wars issue number 8. And this is a 9.4 copy of this book with off-white pages. And this book could be yours simply for watching the videos that are coming out from my channel, and specifically this video in which I'm going to give you a phrase that will allow you to enter the giveaway for that book. Now here's the thing. The requirements to enter the giveaway are relatively straightforward. You basically have to be a resident of the United States, a resident of Canada, or have a mailing address in the US. That is essentially it. And what you're going to do is get a phrase from me in just a moment. You're then going to head to the community tab. You find the post where I'm talking about that book. You click the link. You go to MailChimp. You plug in 3 pieces of information. One of them is the phrase. The other 2 are about you, your name, and all that kind of stuff. You then tune into the Ready, Set, Go preview show to find out if you are the winner, and that show airs live on Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. That is essentially all that you have to do. If there is anything that you're confused about, if you search here on YouTube for Regie Collects Go Collect Giveaway, you can find a video or 2 that will provide you with all of the details. With that said, again, the book Secret Wars issue number 8, and the phrase is, let's go with Jim Shooter. Jim Shooter is the phrase, and I say that because Jim Shooter is the person that bought the idea of the black costume from somebody that was an aspiring writer for Marvel. So Jim Shooter is the phrase for this week's giveaway, sponsored by our friends at Go Collect. Good luck to you, and certainly if you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.